Right now, as you watch this video, your brain is physically changing. Not metaphorically, not symbolically. The neurons inside your skull are literally forming new connections based on what you are seeing and hearing at this very moment. And here is the terrifying part. If you click away in the next few seconds, you will miss the one discovery that neuroscientists call the most revolutionary finding in brain science history. A discovery that proves everything you believed about your fixed personality, your intelligence, and your limitations is completely wrong. For over a century, scientists believed the adult brain was hardwired and unchangeable. They taught that you were born with all the brain cells you would ever have, and after childhood, your brain simply began a slow decline toward death. This belief shaped everything from education to mental health treatment. If your brain was fixed, why bother trying to change? Then in 1998, everything changed. Researchers at Sweden's Sahlgrenska University Hospital discovered something that shocked the scientific world. They found that the human hippocampus, the brain's memory center, was generating brand new neurons in adults. This was supposed to be impossible. The discovery of adult neurogenesis shattered a century of assumptions and opened the door to the science of neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. It means your brain is not a fixed machine, but a dynamic, constantly evolving organ that reshapes itself based on your experiences, thoughts, and behaviors. Every single thing you do either strengthens existing neural pathways or creates entirely new ones. Think of your brain like a forest. When you repeatedly think a certain thought or perform a certain action, you create a path through the forest. The more you walk that path, the clearer and more defined it becomes. Eventually, it becomes so well-worn that your brain automatically takes that route. This is how habits form. This is how skills develop. And this is exactly how you can intentionally rewire your brain. In 2011, researchers at Harvard Medical School conducted a groundbreaking study on meditation and brain structure. They took a group of people who had never meditated before and had them practice mindfulness meditation for just 8 weeks, averaging 27 minutes per day. Brain scans before and after, the study revealed something remarkable. The participants showed increased gray matter density in the hippocampus, which governs learning and memory, and decreased gray matter in the amygdala, which controls stress and anxiety. In just 8 weeks, meditation physically changed the structure of their brains. But meditation is just one tool in the neuroplasticity toolkit. Physical exercise has emerged as one of the most powerful brain-changing interventions known to science. When you exercise, your brain releases a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Scientists sometimes call BDNF miracle grow for the brain because it stimulates the growth of new neurons and strengthens existing neural connections. A 2023 study published in the journal Neurology found that adults who engaged in regular moderate exercise showed brain aging that was up to 10 years, younger than sedentary individuals of the same age. Sleep is another critical factor in brain rewiring. During sleep, your brain consolidates memories and clears out toxic waste products through the lymphatic system. A study from the University of Rochester revealed that the brain waste removal system is 10 times more active during sleep than during waking hours. When you deprive yourself of sleep, you literally prevent your brain from cleaning itself and solidifying the neural changes you made during the day. This is why learning new skills without adequate sleep is nearly impossible. Now let us talk about how to deliberately rewire specific neural pathways. The key lies in a principle neuroscientists call Hebbian learning, often summarized as neurons that fire together, wire together. When two neurons activate simultaneously, the connection between them when they stop firing together, the connection weakens. This means you can strengthen positive neural pathways and weaken negative ones through deliberate practice and attention. If you want to break a bad habit, you must do more than simply stop the behavior. You must actively replace it with a new behavior that activates different neural circuits. Research from Duke University shows that habits never truly disappear from the brain. Instead, new habits must be formed that override the old ones. This is why addiction recovery focuses on building new routines rather than simply avoiding old triggers. Visualization is another powerful neuroplasticity tool that many people underestimate. When you vividly imagine performing an action, your brain activates nearly the same neural circuits as when you actually perform that action. A famous study on basketball players demonstrated this principle. One group practiced free throws physically. Another group only visualized making free throws. A third group did nothing. After 30 days, the physical practice group improved by 24%. The visualization-only group improved by 23%. The brain could not tell the difference between real and imagined practice. In 2022, researchers at the University of Cambridge made an exciting discovery about the speed of neuroplastic change. Using advanced brain imaging techniques, they found that significant rewiring could occur in as little as 3 hours of focused practice. The brain is far more adaptable than we previously thought. However, the key word here is focused. Mindless repetition does not create meaningful change. Deep, concentrated attention is required to trigger substantial neural reorganization. Your environment plays a massive role in shaping your brain. Neuroscientists call this environmental enrichment. Studies on animals raised in stimulating environments with toys, social interaction, and novel experiences show dramatically more neural connections than animals raised in bare, unstimulating cages. The same principle applies to humans. Exposing yourself to new experiences, learning new skills, traveling to unfamiliar places, and engaging in challenging conversations all promote neuroplastic growth. Language learning is one of the most powerful brain-changing activities you can undertake. Bilingual individuals show increased gray matter density in regions associated with executive function, memory, and attention. The mental effort required to switch between languages creates a kind of cognitive workout that strengthens neural pathways throughout the brain. Even more remarkably, learning a new language later in life appears to delay cognitive decline and reduce dementia risk. Music training is another neuroplasticity powerhouse. Studies show that musicians have larger corpus callosums, the bundle of nerve fibers connecting the brains to hemispheres. They also demonstrate enhanced auditory processing, fine motor control, and working memory. The beautiful thing is that these benefits are not limited to childhood music education. Adults who take up instruments later in life also show measurable brain changes within months of beginning practice. Now, here is something fascinating that recent research has uncovered. Your thoughts alone can change your brain structure. In a landmark study, researchers had subjects perform simple finger exercises for 2 hours a day over 5 days. Brain scans showed that the motor cortex regions controlling those fingers had expanded. But here is the incredible part. Another group only imagined performing the exercises. Their brain scans showed nearly identical expansion in the motor cortex. Pure thought created physical brain change. Social connection is another often overlooked factor in brain health and plasticity. Loneliness and social isolation have been shown to accelerate brain aging and cognitive decline. Meaningful relationships, on the other hand, stimulate the release of oxytocin and other neurochemicals that promote neural health and plasticity. A 2021 study found that individuals with strong social networks had larger hippocampal volumes than isolated individuals of the same age. Stress is the enemy of neuroplasticity. Chronic stress floods the brain with cortisol, which literally kills neurons in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. It also prevents the formation of new neural connections. If you want to maximize your brain's ability to rewire, managing stress through meditation, exercise, adequate sleep, and social support is absolutely essential. Let me give you a practical protocol for brain rewiring that incorporates all of this research. First, identify the specific change you want to make. Be precise. Vague goals create vague results. Second, design a daily practice that activates the neural circuits associated with your desired change. This could be physical practice, visualization, or both. Third, maintain focused attention during your practice. Distraction prevents neuroplastic change. Fourth, get at least 7 hours of sleep each night to consolidate your neural changes. Fifth, exercise regularly to boost BDNF and support overall brain health. Sixth, reduce chronic stress through whatever methods work for you. Seventh, persist for at least 66 days, which research suggests is the average time required to form a new automatic habit. The science is clear. Your brain is not fixed. Your personality is not set in stone. Your intelligence is not permanently determined. You have more power to shape your own brain than any previous generation in human history could have imagined. The question is not whether you can rewire your brain. The question is what you will choose to become. Every thought you think, every action you take, every habit you form is literally sculpting the organ that creates your entire experience of reality. Your brain is being rewired right now. The only choice you have is whether to take control of that process or let it happen randomly. The neuroscience revolution has given us the tools to become architects of our own minds. We can overcome trauma, break destructive patterns, develop new skills, and literally transform who we are at the deepest biological level. This is not self-help fantasy. This is peer-reviewed, replicated, cutting-edge science. Your brain has approximately 86 billion neurons and trillions of synaptic connections. Right now, as you finish watching this video, new connections are forming based on what you have learned. What you do next will determine whether those connections strengthen or fade. The power to rewire your brain is in your hands. Use it wisely. If this video opened your mind to new possibilities, subscribe to Bindbody Cosmos and hit the notification bell. Share this knowledge with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, your brain is listening to everything you tell it. Make sure the message is one worth encoding.